Oh my gosh. From monetizing trauma to Massgate to yet another victim trope, breaking their agreement with the Queen and thereby giving the middle finger to King Charles and the 2-hour grift. Welcome to Paula Froelich Uncensored, where I am breaking down the 5 biggest blunders that Harry and Meghan did down under. And of course, I can't do it alone because I've got my very good friend and amazing royal commentator, Kinsey Schofield, with me. Kinsey, thank you so much for joining me. This one, the victim narrative, where Harry once again blamed King Charles indirectly for all of his troubles, and Meghan said she was the most trolled person on earth for 10 whole years. Kinzarella, what do you think? This is badonkers to me. I mean, what?
I'd say, what was the expiration date on having any sort of sympathy for Catherine, Princess of Wales? Because I would say in the brief period between her lower abdominal surgery and the announcement of her cancer, Catherine, and actually analytically, this has been proven to be true. Catherine was the most trolled person in the world. Brazilian butt lift is one of the rumors that was circulating in a coma. She died. The royal family was covering it up. A domestic violence story was circulating against William and Catherine. She was in hiding because of the bruises on her face. Affair rumors. Unfortunately, one of Prince William's family members took his own life in this time period, and the Sussex squads were circulating a rumor that William was having an affair with one of, I believe, one of his family members, and that's why this man offed himself. I mean, I would say that the trolling that Catherine took while she was trying to navigate the delicate responsibility of informing her children that she had cancer is much more difficult than us saying we don't like Meghan Markle's spray tan. I'm sorry, it's just the most ridiculous thing in the world. And I guess Meghan wants us to forget all of that she had these fans, some of which actually almost gained access to her Sydney fiesta, her girls' retreat. But she had these she had personally called these fans in the past and thanked them for their support, which just is gasoline on an open flame. Some of these people that were terrorizing Catherine and her family and her children online. And so I don't have sympathy when it comes to Meghan crying, saying she's the most trolled person on the internet. If you want to be considered an expert or a guru in a specific area, and you want to be taken seriously, bring analytics, bring research, and bring statistics that are not associated with you. There are people in this room that their credit cards have recently been declined when they've gone to pay for gas or groceries. They have student debt out the wazoo. I'm sorry, but they can't relate to Meghan Markle being trolled online for the fact that she moved one bag of pretzels into another bag of pretzels. It's just the most ridiculous thing.
Well, and I love that you say, look at the numbers, because it is actually an interesting Google search. If you say, who is the most trolled person in 2019? Adele comes up. Other people's names come up, but because Harry and Meghan seem to only live in a world where they exist, or only news about them exists, then of course they're trolled. It's so horrible. And for 10 years,
Paula, I thought that they don't look at online. Remember that? How often do they tell us they don't even look at social media?
No, Harry does. Harry does, Meghan doesn't, and then it upsets Harry, and then he tells her, she used to calm him down. But what bothers me as well is that, for the first 2 years she was in England, right before, until Brexit, she was adored. She was getting adoring press. King Charles,
I know, I was one of them. My podcast was originally called In Defense of Meghan Markle until I couldn't defend her anymore. And then I was like, I'm out.
Anyway, I wrote a thing for the New York Post saying Prince Harry's marrying up. Not Meghan.
I
you
mean,
know.
until I realized we were working with a woman that would go on Bloomberg and say, like, "I really hated having to wear pantyhose," and then I turn on the TV, and there she is in Australia in her fucking pantyhose.
Oh my gosh. Or my favorite, I wasn't allowed to wear color. And of
Yeah,
course, she's the queen
green.
of beige. But, here's the deal. I want to talk about what Harry said because Harry was, and let me get this right out, because Harry basically said, you know, he didn't know how to be a father. He had to deal with his trauma from his youth before he could parent and all this crap. And he kind of took pot shots at King Charles. And I just thought, way to go to try to get daddy to invite you to Sandringham this summer. And, a
Or
lot
to
of people
show
are,
up for and to support you for Invictus.
thank you. And, that whole BS about him a couple weeks ago saying, having his friends, wink, 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 put out in the media that I wouldn't mind an invitation to Sandringham, and he's the one who said Sandringham, so a lot of people scream at me, "They don't spend summer there, they spend it at Balmoral." Well, this is what Harry's friend said.
Yeah.
So and he goes, "I wouldn't mind an invitation," and, of course, it would depend on who was there, AKA no William and Catherine, and, I
Well,
would have to
Andrew's
think about
perpetually
it.
there, so enjoy your Uncle Andrew.
Thank you, and I would have to think about it, and I thought, "Great, once again, you pop off on your dad," but this brings me to our next big
But
ass.
wait, but wait. He also said that the royals that his mom died because of the royals
Oh,
in that
yeah.
one comment, and that really annoyed me because, like, he continues to try to rewrite history. Your mom was with allegedly a cokehead boyfriend who was engaged to another woman when she started dating him. She was in the back seat of a car without her seatbelt on, and there was a drunk driver in the
Mhm.
front seat. Stop rewriting history. She also had been separated/divorced from your father for a while, had quit the majority, if not all, of the charities she was working with, so was not functioning as a working royal. Royalty didn't kill your mom. A drunk driver did. And actually, her irresponsible behavior running around with this kind of scumbag boyfriend of hers, get a clue. And if you hate being a working royal so much, or if you hated the idea of being a royal, like you said, you were rejecting it, then stop cosplaying one in Australia so your wife can get a nice little ego bump in front of in a room full of weirdos willing to pay to see her.
Well, also okay, thank you, I loved you for that. Well, I love you for many reasons, but that is one. But the other thing is, Diane is the one who said, "I don't want police protection anymore," and then
But we
went there
we do have
and
to I always have to defend her here because that was that piece of Martin
Martin
Bashir.
Bashir
Yeah,
and the BBC had said they're spying on you.
yeah.
However, she did not want police protection. She said, "No more, they're spying on me." But then she went around and behaved like an influencer celebrity, a celebrity,
Mhm,
because there were no influencers at the time. And Harry
yeah.
and Meghan are also really following in those unfortunate footsteps. So if they're doing anything, they are recreating this because they are refusing to accept the role which they agreed upon.